Bonar Law 1922-1923. Andrew Bonar Law, a prominent figure in British politics during the early 20th century, was born on September 16, 1858, in Rexton, New Brunswick, Canada. Despite his Canadian birth, Law's family roots were deeply Scottish, and he later moved to Scotland, becoming actively involved in Scottish politics. Law's political journey was marked by his affiliation with the Conservative Party, where he quickly rose through the ranks due to his exceptional leadership qualities and keen political acumen. Bonar Law's early political career saw him serve as a Member of Parliament, MP, for the Glasgow constituency. His rise within the Conservative Party was swift, and by the outbreak of World War I, he held significant positions within the party hierarchy. His commitment to public service and dedication to conservative principles earned him respect among his peers, paving the way for his eventual ascent to the highest office in the land. The period leading up to Bonar Law's premiership in 1922 was marked by a transformative era in British politics. The aftermath of World War I had left the nation grappling with economic challenges, political realignments, and the need for strong leadership. The coalition government led by David Lloyd George, formed during the war, was losing its grip on power, with internal divisions and public discontent threatening its stability. In this context, the Conservative Party emerged as a formidable force, presenting itself as a viable alternative to the coalition. The political landscape was shifting, and it was against this backdrop that Bonar Law assumed the role of Prime Minister in 1922. His premiership would be a critical juncture in British history, as he took the helm during a time of transition, charged with the responsibility of steering the nation through post-war challenges and shaping its trajectory in the years to come. As the leader of the Conservative Party, Bonar Law brought with him a vision for a united and strong Britain. His leadership style, political convictions, and strategic decisions during his brief tenure would leave a lasting impact on the nation, shaping the course of events in the early 1920s. Andrew Bonar Law's early life was shaped by his Canadian birth, but his Scottish heritage played a pivotal role in defining his identity. Born into a family of Scottish descent, Law moved to Helensburgh, Scotland, at a young age. He received his education at the High School of Glasgow and later joined the family's iron and steel business. His early exposure to the business world instilled in him a sense of financial acumen and an understanding of economic principles that would later influence his political decisions. Law's political journey began in earnest when he entered the realm of local politics in Scotland. His election as a Member of Parliament for the Glasgow constituency in 1900 marked the commencement of a political career that would see rapid ascension. As a Conservative MP, he displayed a keen intellect and a strong commitment to the principles of the party. Law's rise in the political arena was characterized by his ability to navigate the complexities of British politics during a time of significant change and uncertainty. Andrew Bonar Law's ascent within the Conservative Party was swift and impressive. He earned the admiration of his peers and party leaders through his effective communication skills, strategic thinking, and unwavering commitment to conservative ideals. His early parliamentary career was marked by a series of successful appointments within the party hierarchy, including roles as Secretary to the Treasury and Leader of the House of Commons. As his influence within the Conservative Party grew, so did his reputation as a reliable and steadfast political figure. Law's tenure as Chancellor of the Exchequer from 1916 to 1919 further solidified his standing, as he demonstrated a remarkable ability to manage the nation's finances during the challenging period of World War I. His skillful navigation of economic policies earned him respect from both within and outside his party. The path to Bonar Law's premiership was paved by a series of critical events and political shifts in the early 1920s. The coalition government led by David Lloyd George, formed during the war, faced internal dissent and public disillusionment. The Conservative Party, under Law's leadership, emerged as a united and formidable force, ready to offer an alternative vision for the nation. The resignation of David Lloyd George in 1922 presented an opportune moment for Bonar Law to step into the role of Prime Minister. His leadership qualities, demonstrated through years of service within the Conservative Party and his successful stint as Chancellor of the Exchequer, positioned him as a natural choice to lead the nation during a crucial period of post-war reconstruction. As Prime Minister, Bonar Law faced the daunting task of navigating a nation recovering from the aftermath of World War I. His political acumen, economic expertise, and commitment to conservative values would be put to the test as he sought to address the challenges of the time. The aftermath of World War I left Britain grappling with a myriad of challenges that defined the political landscape of 1922. The war had taken a toll on the nation's economy, infrastructure, and social fabric. The heavy financial burden of wartime expenditures, coupled with the loss of lives and resources, created a pressing need for reconstruction and recovery. Unemployment rates soared, and the returning soldiers faced difficulties reintegrating into civilian life. The war's impact was not only economic but also societal, with a palpable sense of disillusionment prevailing among the population. These challenges set the stage for a turbulent post-war period, demanding strong and visionary leadership to guide the nation towards stability and renewal. David Lloyd George's coalition government, formed during the exigencies of war, began to unravel as the complexities of peacetime governance took center stage. Internal divisions within the coalition, primarily stemming from differences in economic policy, war guilt, and international relations, led to a gradual erosion of unity. The ambitious promises made during the wartime coalition became increasingly difficult to fulfill, contributing to a decline in public support. Moreover, the Chanic crisis of 1922, involving tensions with Turkey over the Dardanelles, further strained the coalition and intensified public dissatisfaction. The Conservative Party, under the leadership of Andrew Bonar Law, sensed an opportunity to present itself as a cohesive and stable alternative. The resignation of Lloyd George in October 1922 marked the end of the coalition era and paved the way for a change in political leadership. Against the backdrop of the declining coalition government, the Conservative Party emerged as a major political force in 1922. Under the leadership of Andrew Bonar Law, the party sought to position itself as the standard-bearer for a united and resolute government. The Conservatives capitalized on the public's desire for stability and a clear direction, presenting a cohesive front in contrast to the internal divisions plaguing the previous coalition. Bonar Law's leadership style, characterized by decisiveness and a commitment to conservative principles, resonated with both party members and the wider electorate. The 1922 general election marked a significant turning point, as the Conservative Party secured a decisive victory, winning 344 seats in the House of Commons. This triumph not only reflected the decline of the coalition but also solidified the Conservatives as the dominant political force, paving the way for Bonar Law to assume the role of Prime Minister. Andrew Bonar Law's premiership was marked by a concerted effort to address the economic challenges facing Britain in the aftermath of World War I. The war had left the nation with a significant debt burden and a struggling economy. To tackle these issues, Bonar Law implemented a series of economic reforms aimed at restoring fiscal stability and fostering recovery. One of the key initiatives was a focus on reducing government expenditure. Bonar Law's government implemented austerity measures to cut costs, streamline government functions, and balance the budget. These efforts were designed to instill confidence in financial markets and lay the groundwork for sustained economic growth. Additionally, the government worked towards promoting free trade policies to stimulate international commerce and strengthen the British economy. Bonar Law's commitment to sound economic principles and fiscal responsibility was evident in his approach to navigating the complexities of post-war financial reconstruction. In the realm of foreign policy, Bonar Law's government faced challenges related to the aftermath of World War I and the reconfiguration of global geopolitics. His administration worked towards rebuilding diplomatic relations and securing Britain's position on the international stage. One notable aspect was the Chanic crisis of 1922, involving tensions with Turkey over control of the Dardanelles. Bonar Law demonstrated diplomatic skill by resolving the crisis peacefully, avoiding military conflict. This episode showcased his commitment to resolving international disputes through negotiation and dialogue, contributing to the stabilization of the geopolitical landscape. On the domestic front, Bonar Law's government addressed a range of issues affecting British society. Social reforms were initiated to alleviate the hardships faced by the population, particularly the returning war veterans. Efforts were made to improve housing conditions, provide support for veterans, and enhance social welfare programs. The government also focused on issues such as education and healthcare, recognizing the importance of social well-being in building a resilient and cohesive nation. Bonar Law's commitment to social reforms reflected a balance between economic recovery and addressing the social consequences of the war. Bonar Law faced the formidable challenge of steering the nation towards economic recovery in the aftermath of World War I. His government's emphasis on fiscal responsibility, reduction of government expenditure, and promotion of free trade contributed to a gradual improvement in the economic climate. While challenges persisted, Bonar Law's pragmatic and measured approach laid the groundwork for a more stable economic future. The issue of Anglo-Irish relations was a significant challenge during Bonar Law's premiership. The Anglo-Irish Treaty of 1921 had led to the establishment of the Irish Free State, but tensions persisted. Bonar Law's government navigated these complexities by seeking to maintain diplomatic ties while respecting the sovereignty of the Irish Free State. Though his administration faced criticism from various quarters for its handling of Irish affairs, Bonar Law's approach aimed at fostering stability and peaceful relations between Britain and the Irish Free State. The eventual resolution of these tensions laid the groundwork for future diplomatic engagements. Internally, Bonar Law skillfully managed the dynamics within the Conservative Party. His leadership style, characterized by decisiveness and unity, helped quell internal dissent and present a united front to the public. The successful navigation of internal party dynamics was crucial, especially during a period when the Conservative Party sought to establish itself as the dominant political force in the aftermath of the decline of the coalition government. Andrew Bonar Law's leadership style during his brief premiership from 1922 to 1923 has been a subject of historical analysis and evaluation. Known for his decisiveness and commitment to conservative principles, Bonar Law's leadership was marked by a pragmatic and measured approach to governance. His ability to navigate the intricate challenges of post-World War I Britain, both economically and diplomatically, showcased a leader who prioritized stability and recovery. One of Bonar Law's notable qualities was his knack for unifying the Conservative Party, fostering a sense of cohesion and purpose. His decisive actions, especially in the realm of economic reforms, demonstrated a leader who prioritized fiscal responsibility and sought to balance the budget, instilling confidence in financial markets. While his tenure was relatively short, the effectiveness of his leadership during a critical transitional period in British politics left an indelible mark on the political landscape. Bonar Law's legacy extends beyond his time in office, with lasting contributions to British politics. His economic policies, emphasizing austerity and fiscal responsibility, laid the groundwork for subsequent governments to address economic challenges in a pragmatic manner. The focus on free trade and international diplomacy during his premiership set a tone for Britain's post-war engagement with the global community. On the domestic front, Bonar Law's commitment to social reforms, particularly in support of war veterans and improvements in housing and welfare, demonstrated a recognition of the importance of addressing societal issues alongside economic recovery. These policies influenced the trajectory of British social and economic policy in the years that followed, contributing to the evolution of the welfare state. In comparing Bonar Law with subsequent leaders, his legacy serves as a reference point for leadership during times of transition and crisis. While his time as Prime Minister was relatively short, Bonar Law's impact was substantial, and his measured approach influenced the leadership styles of those who succeeded him. In the context of economic governance, his emphasis on fiscal responsibility and budgetary discipline became a hallmark of conservative economic policies for decades. Leaders who followed in the post-war period, such as Winston Churchill and later conservative prime ministers, drew inspiration from Bonar Law's pragmatic approach to economic challenges. Furthermore, Bonar Law's handling of international relations, as seen in the resolution of the Chanak crisis, set a precedent for diplomatic engagement and conflict resolution. This diplomatic legacy resonated in subsequent leaders who faced international challenges, influencing the approach of British leaders in navigating global affairs. Bonar Law's leadership is particularly relevant when placed in the context of the early 1920s. The nation was grappling with the aftermath of World War I, and the decline of the coalition government created a vacuum that required astute leadership. Bonar Law's ability to unite the Conservative Party, implement effective economic policies, and navigate international tensions demonstrated a capacity to lead during times of uncertainty. In the early 1920s, Bonar Law's leadership was instrumental in shaping the trajectory of British politics. His government's policies laid the groundwork for economic recovery, and his diplomatic engagements set a tone for international relations. As subsequent leaders drew inspiration from his pragmatic approach, Bonar Law's influence extended beyond his time in office, leaving a lasting impact on the course of British political history. In conclusion, Andrew Bonar Law's premiership, though brief, was a defining chapter in British politics. His leadership during a critical juncture, marked by economic challenges and shifting global dynamics, showcases the importance of effective and decisive governance in shaping a nation's destiny. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it informative, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this in the future.